Okay, and the second half of the year starts right about, wait for it, now! Hey everyone, I'm Nikhil with Shelf-Esteem, and this is my July TBR starting the second half of 2025. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm Nikhil with Shelf-Esteem. I'm a composer, now also a booktuber. You can find my music in The Wheel of Time Season 2, His Dark Material Season 3, and the newly released The Hills of Tenchiko, the featured song in The Wheel of Time Season 3, Episode 6, and today we're going to go over some of the books I'm going to read. So I have kind of a big list. In fact, this is some of the ones I want to cover, and it doesn't even include everything. I'm not going to be reading entire volumes here. Some are going to carry over multiple months. Some I'll be finishing off. So, as I always like to say, either there's a method to the madness or there's a madness to the method. So if you like this kind of video, please like and subscribe. And now, as always, on to the books. So let's talk a little bit about the first book I want to read. And that is going to be a partial book. And that is Book 4 of Malazan, Book of the Fallen, House of Chains. So I've heard great things about this. I've heard it is the introduction of a seminal character in Malazan, Book of the Fallen, of Karsa Orlong, which I don't know anything about, but I've heard great things, so I'm excited to explore that. Hoping to get through, about a half, so like 500 pages, basically like a regular book size, right? So I'm excited to see. I've heard this is a little bit slower going than some of the heights that Memories of Ice reaches. So I actually don't mind slower, especially when it's an amazing writer like Steven Erikson. I feel like, going down into the foot soldiers' POV as they're waiting for a battle to happen, I could let that run for 100 pages. I don't care. Like I'm in it for the long haul. So I'm excited to see what this all is about. Now, I would love to know from you all, for those of you who are still a part of our official channel read along, we are reading the 10 very big books. I would love to know in the comments, are you joining in for this? Are you a little bit behind? Let me know, and then for the future entries, I can adjust the schedule accordingly so everyone can catch up, because I want to make sure that this is not intimidating. It's already intimidating enough, I'm sure, with 10 big books like this. I don't want it to be more intimidating. So that's the first book that I'm going to be reading. The second book is also a partial. This one I've already started, but I haven't gotten quite to the halfway mark that I wanted to. I'm definitely going to try to finish this in the month of July. Let's see kind of how it goes. But I like to take my time with this book because Janny Wirtz is an author who writes in a way that makes you want to take your time and digest what you're reading. And that is, of course, Book 4 of The Wars of Light and Shadow, another soft read-along for the channel, Fugitive Prince. And if you know anything about Janny Wirtz, you know she is as incredible an artist as she is a writer. Look at this beautiful artwork. She makes all these. I mean, this is stunning to me. This is up there with Michael Whalen and any of the greats, really. Don Mates, right? So yeah, I just love this. This is one of my favorite covers of hers as well. So I'm excited to see, because this one starts arc 2. This one starts arc 3. She has this 11 book series is basically a bunch of sub arcs as well. So I'm looking forward to see this kind of tonal shift as we get to learn more about Lysair and Erathon's backstory and kind of what has brought them to this point. So I'm going to keep it as vague as I can because I don't want to spoil anything for people who have not started this series yet. But I was chatting with Tom Orange in the comments on one of the previous videos, and he mentioned this one is great. So I'm excited to get to it and catch up with everybody else. So this is the second book I'm going to be reading. A partial of, now this is not nearly as big as House of Chains. So, a partial of this is actually manageable. This book clocks in at around 500 and something pages. So a couple hundred pages over a month, absolutely doable. The third book I want to get to is one I'm super excited about. One of the most I'm excited about, actually. Now, this book is called The Heaven Tree by Edith Pargeter. Now, I don't know anything about this author, but it was recommended to me and to Jake, actually, from Nerd Level Rising by the wonderful Janny Wirtz. She said, and the kind of way she pitched it to us is, if you want to read a Pillars of the Earth style book of people making a cathedral, but you want to look at it more from the artist's perspective and kind of understand the craft that goes into these things, then this is the book to read, and that the writing is absolutely beautiful. And if there's one thing Jenny Wirtz knows, it's how to craft an expertly crafted novel, right? So I'm very excited to read this. Now, the part that makes me the most excited is we're going to be reading one of these, and this is an omnibus, so shorter novels. We're going to be reading one of these a month, and we're going to be doing a read-along with Jenny Wirtz herself. She has graciously decided to join us on this buddy read. So getting to discuss stuff with Jenny Wirtz about her own novels is always a fascinating discussion. Getting to read with her and analyze works, I just hope we can keep up, honestly. Let's face the facts. Like, her mind and her intellectual exploration of characters, like, I just hope we can reach a tenth of her mental fortitude when it comes to discussing this stuff. But we will try to keep up the best we can. I'll keep you all posted in a community post when we have videos and things like that, live stream discussions about this book. But, it's lesser known, so I'm actually very excited about that, because one of the goals of this channel has always been not only to talk about the usual suspects, but also to talk about the books that don't get enough love. So I'm very excited about this one. Let me know in the comments if you've heard of the Heaven Tree or if you've read it. I would love to know your thoughts on this, but we are going to be starting with the first one, the Heaven Tree, then following it up with the Green Branch, and finishing it off with the Scarlet Seed. So really cool. Nice little omnibus here. Now the next book is one that has been long running on my TBR. Long running as in I received this a few months ago from Joseph the Doan, as he likes to be called, on Discord, on our Discord channel, which feel free to join if you'd like to join some fellow book addicts. But he sent me kindly this beautiful edition of Mircea Cartarescu's Solenoid. Now, this book is hard to even describe. It takes place in the 70s and 80s, and it kind of chronicles this guy's depression, but it also is beautifully written and has some profundity to it. It is a speculative fiction piece that is kind of maybe semi-autobiographical, that is different to any genre I've ever read. I have loved this. I feel like every page, again, is finely crafted. Like, I feel like someone like Jenny Wirtz might appreciate something like this. And readers of Jenny Wirtz. Now, I've slowed down because of all these read-alongs. I've kind of overcommitted, as I am wont to do, and I find it sometimes difficult to keep up, even with the things you want to read. And so my goal is to finish this in earnest. I've only read, 138 pages so far. So I got a ways to go. This book is around 600 something pages. So wish me luck, folks, but I want to make this a priority because I've been enjoying it, and I want to prioritize the things I'm enjoying right at the outset and not just be beholden to read-alongs. So that's kind of the goal for this one. But interesting, I'll keep you posted on how it all goes. Then the next book I want to read is, this one I want to read in its entirety, and that is Booktube's own Chance Dillon's Mercy, Tears of the Fallen. I'm going to read the back for you because this is a debut fantasy novel by Chance Dillon, and I was so elated to see that he already had 300 pre-orders for the physical copy, I think, of his book as of this taping. So good on you, Chance, man. Congratulations. Those of you who like Elden Ring, Malazan, Book of the Fallen, and Joe Abercrombie, comes an epic series where blades crash, kingdoms fall, and fate is never as it seems. I feel like that's a pretty good tagline. I think that probably covers a lot of us on this channel, right? But I'm going to read the back here for you, just so you're apprised of it. And as always, the links are in the description in case you would like to support the authors, which I always highly, highly encourage. Mercy is for the fallen, a world shattered by war, a relic that can rewrite destiny, and two men, one hero, one exile, who might be the key to everything. Alavist Lightseeker was once a legend. His reward? Betrayal and murder of all he held dear. Eravane drinks to forget, but no amount of ale can quell his heart's desire to drive his blade through those that stole his future. A gifted minstrel carries a secret, a tale that binds the fallen hero and bitter exile together, a tale neither are ready to hear. Power and vengeance have a price, and in the war for the tears of the fallen, death follows from mercy. Now, I will be taking my time with this because I've heard it's dense. It is ambitious like Malazan. I want to make sure that I give it the time that it deserves. So I will be kind of spacing this out throughout the month so that I can catch up with Chance over maybe a Shelf Talkers episode or something. I know we were talking about getting something on the books at some point. So as soon as I'm done with this chance, I will reach out to you and we can figure out something in the schedule. But I would always want to highlight wonderful people like yourself, and I'm so excited to read your novel, my friend. So as you could tell from this video already, I have probably overcommitted because I have 2 more books on the docket. But I'm going to try to start some of this a little bit earlier than July if I can manage. This next one is part of a group read-along, a massive read-along that is hosted by Booked and Busy. Wonderful channel, check her out. But it's an all-star cast of booktubers. There's Gavin Reeds, there's Elliot Brooks, who I have followed since 2019 personally, and then Philip Chase, amongst so many others. And that is Memory, Sorrow, and Thorn, Book 2, Stone of Farewell. This was actually a gift from my mother-in-law, so thank you, Terry. Love you. And I'm so excited to see where Simon and the crew end up in the second book. I've heard it's even better than the first. And honestly, out of everybody in that group discussion, seems like myself and Philip Chase were the highest on that first book, The Dragonbone Chair. So excited to see where the characters end up in Stone of Farewell. And I just love Tad Williams' writing. You know, I feel like he's one of those I trust the author unequivocally kind of authors. You know, there's a few like that make me feel that way. Even Stephen King, as rough around the edges as he is, I still trust that I'm going to have a good time. Robert McCammon is one of the most consistent in that category. In fantasy, it's a little bit more, you know, John Gwynne, I would say, would probably be one of those. And Tad Williams is definitely no exception. So I'm excited to see. If you've read this, let me know in the comments as well. I'd love to know your take on it. If you thought Dragonbone Chair was better, or if you like this book better. And then the last one, finally. And we'll see how far I get in this. Might be a halfer as well for July. But this one is a buddy read with my dear friend Ellie from Bibbidi Bobbidi Books, also linked below. And we are reading the Live Ship Traders series by Robin Hobb. This is going to be book 5 of her larger Realm of the Elderlings 16-book series, magnum opus, that's divided into some sub-series. So the first series is the Farseer trilogy, which we have read. And then this is the second trilogy, which is the Live Ship Traders trilogy. And this is book 2 of that. So this one is called Mad Ship. Now, I am very excited about this book because every POV was pure perfection. I didn't care who it was, even if they were annoying characters, even if there was like Captain Kennett or somebody who almost feels unredeemable, you still wanted to follow their every move. And that's because Robin Hobb, I feel, has elevated herself as an author in this particular trilogy. Fitz and the Fool will always have a special place in my heart. Night Eyes, you know, that whole crew. But this crew, I gotta say, are just more compelling characters, and the plotting and pacing is so much better in the Live Ship Traders so far. So very excited to read this one. I would also love to know from you all. Have you read the Live Ship Traders series? Like, what were your thoughts on it? How do you feel Mad Ship compares to the first book, Ship of Magic, which we read a couple months ago? Let me know in the comments. I believe that's it for now. I really wanted to read The Isles of the Emberdark, which is the new Cosmere novel Brandon Sanderson is releasing. I got the special edition hardcover that's going to arrive after July 1st, I believe. They came a little earlier than expected, but there's no way I can fit it in unless I quit my job and or jobs rather, and just decide to devote all my time sitting like a monk on the mountaintop and reading books all day. Which honestly sounds pretty good. Let me know if that's a good idea, or if you think I should keep my job and make some money. But any which way, I would love to know from you all what you have on deck for July. Like, are you excited about July? Do you have any fun summer plans? Let me know as well, because, you know, we've all become friends through this group, and it's fun to chat about anything, whether it be books or not. If you want a deeper discussion, of course, we have the Discord channel linked below. And I have my Amazon wish list down below in case you're compelled to check that out as well, and some other links, fun links to my music and stuff. But I appreciate you being here. I'm Nick here with Shelf-Esteem. Please like and subscribe. Always helps out the channel, and I appreciate, you know, your input always. And thank you for being a huge part of what makes this booktube space here so great. Be good to yourselves, be good to each other, and as always, I'll see you on the next video. Take care.